Hello, my name is Malena Gonzalez, and today I am going to be doing a lesson plan on decoding words with common Latin suffixes. Let's get started. So, first thing we want to do is introduction. As such, my lesson plan is towards third graders, so it would be, hello third graders. Today our objective is we will decode words using common Latin suffixes. I will then have the students read the objective with me, so we will do it all together. Today we will decode words using common Latin suffixes. And then I would have the students read them by themselves. Tell me what the objective is today, and they would say, we will decode words using common Latin suffixes. I will then pose the question, what is our objective today? And I would ask 3 to 2 non-volunteers just randomly to check for understanding. Lastly, I would have them turn to their neighbors and tell each other what the objective is today. Then we would get started on our lesson. I'm going to say we are starting with these 4 common Latin suffixes. Less, full, meant, able. Inform them that these suffixes change as a part of speech of the base word they are added to and add meaning to the word. Then I would get started on our first one, which is less, and inform them that the Latin suffix less means without. What does less mean? And then students should repeat, less means without. And once again, I would pick 2 to 3 non-volunteers to ask the question, what does less mean? And then I pose the question, so if we were careless, that means that you are without, and students should answer without care. And then I would repeat the question and have them repeat it again. Next is full. The Latin suffix of full means full or full of. Ask a question, pose a question, what does full mean? Students repeat, full means full of or full. And then pick 2 to 3 non-volunteers. So, and then ask, if you are all helpful, then you are all full of, and let the students answer, in which their answers should be full of help. And then I would repeat it. Such as, if we're all helpful, then we are full of, and there again, they should answer help. Next is meant. The Latin suffix of meant means the action of. What does meant mean? The students should answer the action of. And then again, pick 2 to 3 volunteers to answer what does meant mean. And then pose a question, so if we make a payment, that means we are doing, and the student should answer the action of pay or paying. And then once again, repeat the action of payment, that means we are doing, student should answer pay, the action of pay or paying. Next is able. Well, last one is able. The Latin suffix of able means capable of. What does able mean? The student should answer, able means capable of. And then again, pick 2 to 3 non-volunteers. So if something is agreeable, then we are capable of, pose that question, and students should reply capable of agreeing. And repeat it. So if something is agreeable, then we are capable of, and students reply, capable of agreeing. And next we move on to our practice. Now let's try one together. I write the word pain. What does the word pain mean? And students would give their own answer, which is when you're hurt or injured or sick, whichever answer they choose. Then I would ask, okay, now what suffix can we add to make it into a new word? If a student happens to say meant, I then state how meant would not work because pain meant is not a proper word and it has no meaning. If a student says less, makes pain less, I ask, what does that mean? The student responds, without pain, to which I agree and then ask if they can give me a sentence using that word, such as getting a shot was painless. After that, I would continue with the same manner for other suffixes. Next, we move on to our activity. Moving on to the activity, students will be given a worksheet to determine the appropriate suffix for the given base words. Then students will write a sentence using the words they created. As the teacher, I will be observing as they work together and answer any questions they might have or clear up any confusion. The activity should take about 20 minutes at most. Here's the worksheet, the activity worksheet that I would provide. Here we have, on the top, we have an example just in case there are any confusion. We have our example base word, shoe, and then we have our common Latin suffixes, which are less, full, meant, and able. So for the word shoe, we'd have to see which word goes into it, and as such, can shoe go into, does shoe able make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. What about shoe meant? Does that make sense as well? What about shoeless? Okay, shoeless makes sense. They write it down, and then they would write a sentence for it. So the example sentence is, the baby was shoeless. And they would do it for these 8 words: fear, help, joy, assign, power, treat, noise, and read. They would see which word with these added suffixes creates a meaning. And then they would write that new word into their own sentences. Next is the review and evaluation. After students have collaborated with other students, I will ask questions like which new words they made and the meaning they created. So such as, what new words did they find they made and what was the meaning behind those words? Like, take for example, shoeless. Well, that wasn't the new word they created. Now, what was the meaning of it? The meaning of that word was to be without shoes. I will then have the students work individually to see if they are able to grasp the concept without the help of others. And then, if there are any alternatives or accommodations that need to be made, such as if I happen to have a child with a disability in my classroom, I would provide the adequate materials needed so that they may participate along their classrooms. If I had a student who had dyslexia, I would help the child out by reading along with the student and guiding them. The same would go if I had a student who was visually impaired. I would make the appropriate steps to provide the student with braille material as well as guide them along. If I had a student in which the student whose first language was not English and could not speak or read English just yet, I would translate the work so that it fits his needs and so that the students can participate with the rest of the class. Most of all, I will make sure that the student has time to finish the work at their own pace and provides assistance so that it is fair. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you all for joining me. I hope I was able to clear it up. Thank you very much.